I think what
help.
happened, Rob, is we both got frustrated at almost the same time because we
Hmm.
were deep in the weeds, and I think you've experienced this with other people you talk to. We were getting deep in the weeds of doing stuff that prevented us from revenue generating activities and
Yep.
like producing our podcast and doing all these things. And as we brought clients on, we were onboarding them and all that. And then pretty soon, we had this wake up call that this is preventing us from growing this thing. So I think it was at that moment Darrell had the light bulb moment. And then I really don't know the story, but Darrell can share it. I don't know how he came across WBN, but he goes, Larry, I think I found this company that could possibly help us out. And by the way, I think they work with Jack Daly. I go, okay, all in. And then we set up the meeting and we talked to Andrew. And the next thing you know, we're doing interviews. And the next thing we know, we got Carmen. And it was just like, holy smokes.
Total
That's
home
awesome.
run.
And what is having Carmen had enabled you to do?
Well, you could say it's freed up time, and it certainly has for our business. And I think that if I was to say even before that, I think it's actually made us into a business. We had to take that step from two guys to having the first member of our team, and since then our team is growing. We're bringing on coaches and all of that. And so I don't think we would hit that step without that I'll call it a baby step, but it wasn't a baby step to bring in a virtual assistant. And so to me, this was like the first step for us being able to scale the company. But Larry, to me, it's freed up time, but more than anything, for me, it's freed up mental bandwidth for so many things that were cluttering my mind. Guilty. I felt guilt all the time for things that weren't getting done because it just weren't enough hours in the day. And so bringing in Carmen, bringing in a virtual assistant, someone onto our team, it immediately just expanded capacity. And to me, it was like someone going through and decluttering my mind. And that has led to, I think, a lot of the innovation and ideas that are going to allow our company to scale. I mean, now look, 2023, the innovation that's coming together at Selling from the Heart and the back end infrastructure of what we're doing at Revenue Growth Engine as well has been enabled by having, at least in my mind, having my mind back so I can actually think and not be worried about constantly, what am I missing? What did I forget? What is Larry going to be upset about?
Well, I think the other thing too, Rob, is, and just looking at this through a different lens, is it also legitimizes who we are through the lens of our clients and our prospects. And I look at this as nothing worse than if you peel back the kimono and then all of a sudden they know it's just a couple guys putting something together. But that's how things start. I totally get it. And I think people understand that. But at a certain point in time, when we agreed to agree and Carmen came aboard, she was a blessing at the right time, because not only that, what Darrell said, but it really lent some legitimacy and some credibility to who we are, to say, hey, you know what? Our administrator will get back to you, right? And she'll coordinate things with you. And now as we bring podcast guests on, right, we'll have our administrator get with you and so forth. It turns this completely 360 degrees around.